Hello there, my friend. Welcome again to another video. I'm April San Pedro, and in this video, I want to share with you few goodies from Artillery Philippines. So, a little backstory. Few weeks ago, I got in as an ambassador for Artillery Philippines. If you're not quite familiar with them, they are one of the best online sellers go to if you're looking for materials for drawing, watercolor, calligraphy, um, in general, anything regarding arts. Unfortunately, though, they don't have an actual store yet, and they are based in Bacolod, but they're very much active online. They also love sharing free workshops once in a while, so I'll share their Facebook link and I suggest you go follow them, because if you're into this kind of things and if you want to learn some basic skills, go check their Facebook feed, because once in a while they have different themes of workshops. So what I have here are some items that basically you can use for calligraphy, or in my case, I would like to use for my journaling. So if you're into that, or you're looking for new pens and new writing materials that you can use for your journaling, let's go check what we have here and let's swatch them together. Alright, so let's start off with these two packs, which are the Zebra Mild Liner. I love this brand. Well, what I got is a brush pen on one tip and the other one is a pointed tip. So I love using that on my journals, and I only got one of that and it's color yellow. But what I have here is, I think, highlighters. And I'm quite excited because I like using highlighters for my Bible journalings. Now, what I have here are two different sets. Since I cannot read Japanese, I would just like to categorize them as their colors. So this one is, I assume there's a name for this set, but let's just call it the pink set. And the other one is the blue set. Okay, I would like to think that this would be the warm set and the cool set, but as I was looking at the colors, they have orange and yellow, so I wouldn't really call this the cool set. And this one has a blue one and a green, so it's really not the warm set either. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna swatch this first. Let's start with the pink set. You'll have 5 colors for this one. If you're studying, oh, I wish I had this back when I was still in college, because I would really love to have these colors on my books. Although right now I don't study anymore, but I do Bible journaling and I still have highlighters with me. So it was just recently that highlighters are now into pastel colors. Back then it was just really neon. Well, it makes sense because you're trying to highlight some words, but right now lighter still also means it's a nice color on your book, right? Okay, so here's something new, at least to me, when it comes to highlighter. Back then the highlighter is just plainly the chiseled tip, but right now, the Zebra Mild Liner has 2 different tips on both ends. So here is where the highlighter or the chiseled tip, and the other one is a pointed, or what they call fine tip. Basically, if you want to highlight something, you can use the broader tip, and if you just want to write onto the same page or onto your notebook, then you can write with a fine tip. Technically, this is not just used as highlighter. For some of the calligraphers, they like using chiseled or the broader tip, especially if you're trying to imitate the old Roman typography kind of calligraphy. So you can still use this for anything writing, not just for highlighting your books or your Bibles. So now let's watch this set first. Let's start off with this pink. Unfortunately though, I cannot read what color this is specifically, but let's just swatch them like so. And then another one for the fine tip. And here's a light orange. Then the blue one. And the yellow. Lastly, the green. Now, the color blue and green are quite close to each other, but nonetheless, if you're using this to highlight something, then you can just skip the green and blue in one page so they won't look the same. I also noticed that this set is quite a bit neon. So we'll see if the blue set or this one is more pastel than this. So here's the pink one. Oh, and there you go. I think the blue set is more of the pastel colors. And then the orange one. And the blue one. So what I'm trying to do here is compare the colors from the first set or the pink set, and this one is the blue set. Then the yellow one. Now this set doesn't have a green, but it does have a purple. There you go. Okay, here's a quick comparison of the two sets. So I believe the pink one is more of like the neon color of the zebra mild liner set, and this one, the blue one, is more of the pastel. So if you can see here, these are the pink set, which is a bit more brighter, and this is the blue set, which is the pastel color. So this is where the chiseled tips are, and these are the pointed or the fine tip. And I also tried them using with the zigzags, just scribble lines, just so you will see what it looks like if you're writing it. Now I want to share what it looks like if it's used as a highlighter. So I want to use the orange one here. This one is for the pastel or the blue set. And this one is from the pink set, or which is the more brighter color. So there's not much difference, but if your intention is to use it as a highlighter, I think, at least to me, I would preferably use the brighter set, which is the pink one. But if you really like pastel, then the blue set is also fine. But I think if you're using it as a highlighter, you see it very minimal. So if you like having just a minimal color on your page, then maybe the pastel color is for you. Okay, so next that we get to try is this brush set from Zig. Now I also like using Zig brands. I have their watercolor set, the transparent one. I also like using some of their pets. So this one though, I haven't tried yet, so I'm quite excited to check this out. This set is called Brushables, and it comes with 5 colors. So this is the first time that I get to try this and know about this certain product from Zig. Okay, so both tips are brush points or brush tips. So this side is darker and the other one is the lighter shade of blue. So same goes with the other colors. One side is darker, the other one is lighter. All right, that is interesting. So technically you get to have like 5 colors with 2 different shades. So based from their packaging, you can actually use this for drawing, not just for calligraphy. But if you're into calligraphy, then you get to have different shades as well, especially if you like using shadows. So let's watch them together. Okay, I'm gonna try the orange first. Next one is the red. Then the yellows. Then the cool colors. So let's start off with purple. Then the blue one. Lastly is the green. So here's a closer look of the brush pens. The top part is the darker shade and then the bottom one is the lighter shade. Now, I really like brush markers because it's easy to use, especially that it's pointed. So if you want to write something, you can use it for writing titles, for journaling, but at the same time you can also use it for coloring. So the Zig Kuratake brushables, I would say, is a very convenient brush pens because technically you get 12 colors with just 6 markers. So you don't have to carry so much with you. You don't have to carry literally 12 markers because it has 2 different shades already. Plus, if you're using this for coloring, just like this one, I think it's very convenient because you can have 2 different shades already. And if you're using it for calligraphy, just like I said a while ago, for titles, for lettering, then you can use the darker shade or the darker colors for your shadows. So I think this one is really a nice nice brush pen to try on, whether you're a beginner or if you're really into the brush pens as well, or if you're into calligraphy or lettering, then this one is actually a good buy. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna try on are one of my favorite and really one of the pens that I already have even before this. Not sure if you've seen this from my previous videos while I'm journaling, but I really love this 2, I would call them pens or markers, because they are not brush pens, but they're more of like a soft tip. They call it soft tip marker or soft tip pens. So pretty much it's like a marker, but the tip point is very soft, so you can use it either with thin strokes, and then if you kind of put a little pressure to it, then you can have a thicker stroke to it. So this one is a Pentel Touch in color black, and this one is a Zebra brand. I'm not sure what this is called, but there's a certain name for this pen as well, but the brand is Zebra, and this one is a Pentel. So both of them are soft tip markers. I think they belong in the markers category because even though they have a very thin and soft tip, they are still considered as marker, or at least to me. I don't use them as a writing pen. Like if I really write the entire page, then I don't use them. It's more of like I'm using them for titles or for quotes and just a highlight or a big word that I can add on to my page. So let's give an example. Okay, so why is this called a soft tip marker? Because as you can see, the nib, or this one, the writing point, is actually very thin. It's thinner than the usual marker, and the tip is really smooth or very soft compared to the usual marker that we know. So this one is very flexible, so you can have a thin and thick strokes with this pen, which is why I love this pen so much, because you can make like a faux calligraphy with the thin and thick strokes with your words. So here it is. If you just use the point, and then if you want to add a little bit of thickness, this is what it looks like. So you can just angle the pen and you can have a thicker strokes already. So if you want to use it with just a thin stroke, then there you have it. But if you want to use a thicker one, oh, this should be E. There you go. Now you can also mix them together. So there. And that is why, again, this pen is really one of my favorite. And then this is the Zebra. So if you write a thinner stroke and then the thicker one, and if you use words, and then if you use thicker and a combination, okay, so to me they are pretty much similar. I think the different points would be I think the Zebra is a bit more thicker. You can, if you like a thicker tip, then you might probably want to choose Zebra. And the black color is pretty much the same, even though the color of the Zebra case, or the pen itself, or the marker case itself, is gray, but it's still black. And I think the other difference would be the price points. So that would be up to you whether you want to try the Pentel or the Zebra. But if you're into journaling or you just like writing, this is really one of the must-have markers in my pencil case. Okay, so last but definitely not the least of the pens or markers that was included in the package is this ballpoint from Pentel. This is the first time I actually tried this one. I'm not sure if this is a ballpoint or a gel pen, but from the tip of it, I think, okay, let's try it on. So the tip number is 0.5 mm. So 0.5 is what I normally use, what I'm mostly comfortable. Oh, okay, so this one is a gel pen, not really a ballpoint. There you go. Oh, it really writes smoothly. I wouldn't be surprised though, because Pentel brand is really a good brand, a good Japanese brand. So the gel pen, even though this is my first time to try, so this one is called Energel Klena. There you go, in 0.5 mm. So pentel in 0.5 mm. It's a gel pen and in black. So here's a closer look of the pentel gel pen in black color. So it really writes smoothly, and if you prefer the gel pen, this is a good one. This is the first time I tried this, and I used a different brand before, and I think this one is a good alternative for that. So those are the pens and markers that I got from the package. Now what I also have here is a pad, or a, would call this like a pad, more of like a pad for writing, for drawing. It's in spring bind, and it has 70 sheets, and it's an A4 size. It is called Nemosin. I would think it's called Nemosin. So it's a Japanese brand as well. So yeah, what I have here are mostly Japanese brands. Here inside, it has a small space that it says title and then date number, and then there's a perforated part where you can cut your sheet. So this one. Now the paper is very thin. That's not say it's an 80 grams or 80 GSM. So it's very thin, it's very smooth front and back. So I would think this is ideal mostly for calligraphy, for drawing. You can use mostly a lot of pens here, or a lot of markers or writing materials, because the paper is smooth. And so if you want to use it for drawing, then you can use either a brush pen or the mild liners, or if you want to use the soft tip pens, you can use it either. If you just want to use a gel pen, this is also ideal. Although the paper is suitable for a lot of writing materials, I wouldn't really suggest to use this as a final artwork, because the paper is very thin. So if you just like to practice, or if you just want to draw something for your own personal stash or personal intention, then this is a nice pad or nice paper to practice on, because the paper is really smooth. Especially if you're into calligraphy or lettering, this paper is really ideal for that one. But if you're into calligraphy or lettering already and just want to keep practicing with a smooth paper, then this one is a good paper. So let's try it with different writing tool that we already have here. So I want to try it first with the mild liner. So if you want to use it as a, for your, so this one is just a test of the paper that we, so this one is just a test for the paper, what writing material is suitable for this one. Okay, so this one is a mild liner. We'll check the back later if there's feathering or ghosting, so you would know whether you want to use this for calligraphy, for drawing maybe. Okay, this one is the Zig brushable. And then the Pentel Touch. For the Pentel Touch, I noticed that it kind of dried a bit later. So you have to be careful if you're using wet pens pretty much the markers and the gel pen. This one is the zebra, and same with the zebra, so it kind of dries later on because the paper is really smooth. Now for the pentel gel pen, pentel energel. So for gel pen, it's quite okay. So if you're using it for drawing using gel pen, you're quite safe. It doesn't smudge easily, except that, oh, it does smudge a bit, but not compared as to using the pentel and the zebra. So let's try using brushables, like if you're drawing something. Okay. Okay, so if you're using a brush marker, you're quite safe because it dries easily. Now let's try with a mild liner. Okay, so let's check the back. And as you can see, so far it's pretty good. The paper test is really okay. It's really good actually. You don't see any ghosting, any bleeding, and even though the softy pens, this one dries a little later than the usual, but nonetheless you won't see any ghostings at the back. All right, there you go, friends. So what we just did is we tried out the markers and the pens and the papers that I got from Artillery Philippines. I will share more of this on my Instagram feed. They are pretty much on point. Like, you don't, except for the brushable, I would probably use more. I will try to share more how you can use this, but for the rest, like for the matte liners, they're pretty on point, and the pen, so you might probably see me using them for my journaling, and this one too. But if you want to see more about these products, let me know in the comments below, or if there are any other materials that you want me to share and try, so before you purchase them you would already know how it looks like, or if it suits you before buying it first, right? So that's pretty much the purpose of watching videos about certain products. Like, I love watching videos like this as well, because it helps me decide whether if it's for me or not, or if it's suitable for my style or not. So I hope this video helps. And another thing that I can share with you is, like, I have a discount code for you. So if you fancy, if you're interested of one of the items we have here, I have a discount code for you, so you can use that and you get 10% off on your purchase. So if you're looking for a new materials to play with, whether it's a pen, a marker, a watercolor, you can use my discount code to get 10% off, and I believe that's good enough, especially if you want to try out something new, right? Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope this helps a lot. And don't forget to check out Artillery Philippines for their free workshop lives on their Facebook feed, and also check out their website for a lot of variations that you can choose from for your art materials. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and I'll see you again on my next video. Bye!